already having a rap battle
Oh, yeah,
in the middle of Stonehold.
Hello and welcome everybody to Season 3, Episode 5 of the War of Inheritance. In what is becoming a wonderful convention, I want to hear all about this rap battle. What were the most important things that happened last episode? Jacob?
We saved an entire village from an invasion of otherworldly monsters, largely by getting ghosts to be passive-aggressive at them.
That's correct, passive-aggressive ghosts. David, what's the most important thing that happened last session?
York was critically hit in the emotions by a small orc child.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yes.
You were not here, have a guess. Zoe, what do you think the most important thing that happened last session
Freya
was?
has taken on Tutapec as a personal indentured servant.
Wow!
Okay, that got...
is going to be attempting to take on Tutapec as an indentured servant. I love it. And Amy, what's the most important thing that happened last session?
Oh man. Last session.
That's correct.
That was
That was a session ago.
That was a session. We might have killed a few members of the Dwarf Inquisition.
I leave for 1 second.
I know, and we have to do all our diplomatic incidents.
Charity is still alive.
It wasn't the NPC that came and played. All right. So
we are over lore dump though.
You are over conversation. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get there. But I would like to open, seeing as she was absent for last session, with Freya.
Freya, you are currently eating Lord Tyndall.
Lady Freya, you have... Please, save it for the after dark. Freya, you have taken Tutapec, who is missing a leg. And, he required your assistance to get back. He has been pretty stoic, and the forest has been largely devoid of foes. You managed to make your way back without too much incident to Stonehold. On the way, what are you saying to try and get him to be loyal to you? Was that a joke?
It was a joke.
Is it the kind of thing that Freya might do anyway?
Yes.
All right, go for it.
Not necessarily a servant, but she wants him on her team if there were any schisms.
Okay.
I see. And what could you offer me?
To be honest, I don't have a lot of material wealth these days. I do got quite an assortment of an art. But down south, if you were ever to accompany me down south, they serve some really amazing cakes in my
Sadly, my stolen heritage prevents me from accompanying you down south. I have served my dues to you. I am happy to accompany you to the Lake of Tears, but that is my next destination. Stonehold approaches.
That's very fair enough.
Thank you for the assistance.
And the pair of you hobble together towards the gates of Stonehold. And you arrive at the town, and Tutapec goes off to join some of his lizard folk. And you find your way over to, you see Lord Tyndall waving over to you. My love!
It's good to see you.
It is, as ever, wonderful to see you.
What have you been up to?
Well, I've been reminiscing with Sir Darius. He'd like to talk to you.
Okay.
Come.
Yep.
And Lord Tyndall leads you to the boat.
Before we get there...
Okay, so you're on your way to the docks and you stop him.
Would you like to go south? I know we told... Well, I told Sir Darius that we would.
Yeah.
But we don't have to.
I would like to be with you, my love. And my home is in Krassos. But if you are determined to stay here, then...
I'm not determined to stay here.
So long as you are with me, we can weather any storm.
You must tell me more about your family, though.
I should love to.
I don't know what to expect when we go there.
Come, you must speak to Sir Darius.
Okay.
And you walk up the gangplank onto the large wooden boat with the yellow and black stag. And you go down into the hold and you see Sir Darius, 6 and a bit foot tall, He's not in his armour. He is not stood up. No, he is. He is reclining, and you see the face of Jason Statham, who plays Sir Darius, looking at you. Oh,
This makes me want to be his friend.
Thank you, Lord Tyndall. I've wanted to talk to you for a while now. Have a seat. My lady,
he says.
You've been a proper thorn in my side.
As have you, hey Alice.
You kidnapped Lord Tyndall.
Did I? Did I?
Oh, well, so Darius, we've spoken about this. It was less of a kidnapping and more... Enough. Talk to you later. But my lord, it may be best if I conduct this conversation alone.
If Tyndall wants to stay, he's staying.
No, my love. I will rejoin you momentarily. And
Okay.
Tyndall starts to leave.
Shink.
I'd be,
Well, Darius has been
Well,
fun.
which
I'd be of that opinion, but he's not in his armour.
All right.
And he's got a very broken leg.
It's not him doing the shinking.
No, that's true.
So I got a question for you. You kidnapped my lord. You run off with him. What's supposed to be a political marriage to align two fiendoms, all above my pay grade.
Yeah.
And now, Lord Tyndall's been telling me that he's in love with you. What makes you think you're good enough to marry my best friend?
Ooh!
And we're going to leave it there for a moment.
Hot!
Okay, we'll come back to the rest of the party making their way through the
I need
woods.
to make a good impression on
I think that ship
Fifth time's the charm.
I think that ship may have both sailed and caught fire
And
and exploded
Fine,
into the
fine.
sun.
I can figure it out.
If anybody can, it's you.
When I'm queen,
I
I'm
long
going to be king.
I long for chaos. All right. So, the rest of the party are making their way back through the woods, and Iris, you've asked Charity here.
Okay.
You asked Charity about the binding.
Yes.
What did you ask her?
I said, tell us what you know of the binding.
Charity the dwarf. Well, ain't you full of surprises? How do you hear about that?
How do you think?
She's going to cast a spell. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please? Charity forms a few runes with her hands.
18.
18 is fine. Now, you know that I'm a member of the Order of Shadows. You are all here for this conversation. You can all hear it. Yeah, fine. We are an organization that is determined to try and uncover the history of this world. The texts that exist are contradictory and misleading, and we suspect some of them deliberately deceptive. There are, however, records of what happened long ago, back when the Nova were more powerful than we now are, and the potentates walked the earth. The origins of these potentates. Discovering this lore is the purpose of the Order of Shadows. As a consequence, we have many Nova among our ranks. In fact, the reason that I infiltrated the Lawkeepers myself is to attempt to discover more about the binding. It is rumored that within their great citadel in the Black Spine Mountains, they have a library containing some of the true history of Estalia. However, my report from this mission will not be conducive to gaining access.
I don't know. There's now a promotion available.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, she looks at you a little bit. I'm surprised at you, Iris. Sadly, I do not have information about the binding specifically.
Maybe I know more than you then.
Mayhaps. What have you heard?
No matter what I've heard, what I've seen.
Which is?
The potentates, some of them at least, maybe all of them, have been trapped, bound, locked away behind what appeared to be giant bars. Now, we know the gods had a hand in this.
And how do we know that?
They're also subject to the binding.
Now that's fascinating. You can take me an insight check if you like.
14?
14, okay.
Sorry, 17.
17, all right. Charity knew this already.
She just didn't tell me.
Sorry?
Fine.
Yeah. Well, she's humouring you. She wants to know what you know because it's possible that you know more than she does, and so she's being coy, trying to elicit your information. Charity doesn't know any more about the binding, but you probe her and you find out that she knows about the same kind of stuff as you do, and she's willing to confirm most of it as you head back through the woods.
Do you know anything about the standing stones?
The obelisks?
Yeah.
They are wrapped up in the bindings somehow. They are a means of communication between Nova and their potentates.
Sure.
I have seen it performed. I have seen you perform it.
Yes.
That is what I know. I cannot decipher the writings upon them.
Do you know what? I've never tried.
I suggest you do that next time, if you have the means to do so. And you make your way towards Stonehold. Okay, so you're going to arrive at close to evening, which means that we'll finish the scene with Freya. So Darius is waiting for an answer.
Your friends?
I've known that man going on 18 years now. Been by his side thick and thin. You try spending your whole life with somebody. Friends might not be strong enough. So I ask again. Political marriage? Fine, doesn't have to see you. Now he tells me he loves you. Well,
I think he does. And I think I love him. I can't tell you that I'm good enough for him because I don't know if I am, but I'm doing my best.
I see. Listen, I've got a job to do. It's very simple. Keep him safe and I'll do that for free. Bring him back to Krassos with his bride-to-be so you two can get married and live however ever after. Now, if you want to make that happy, lovey-dovey romance, honestly, I'll be the first to say how glad I am. He could do with a good bird in his life.
More chaotic neutral, but okay.
But so far, you've stabbed me several times, destroyed my boat.
It was a nice boat as well. I'm sorry about the boat.
Trapped my men in a river. We've had several engagements, you and I think you can understand I might have come off not feeling so warm and fuzzy towards you.
I can understand that.
Chat says, set a bad fire escape.
Set a fire, pretend you're dead, escape out the window.
What have you got to say for yourself?
If Tyndall wants to go back to Krassos, I'll come back to Krassos. If you want to keep him safe, he doesn't necessarily want to stay in Krassos forever, and that might mean you travelling with us.
My instructions are very clear.
From
I've got to
who?
get him back to Krassos.
Instructions from who?
His father, the
His
Thane.
father.
I've got to get him back to Krassos, see him safely wed. After that, if he chooses to leave, that's his own business. And I will, of course, make sure that he is safe. You hear it? Is everything all right? And the door opens.
Lord Tyndall pokes his head in, and
Oh, we're getting on just fine.
says Darius. Good, says Tyndall. I'll fetch some drinks, and he leaves.
What's that, Tyndall? You don't trust your fiancé not to stab your best friend?
I think he was expecting to come in with them both knives at each other's throats.
Yeah,
That would have been.
This is going fairly well. What proceeds is a relatively awkward conversation with Sir Darius.
It's like meeting the parents. Only
I was not expecting to see.
meet the bodyguard.
And Tyndall comes in after half an hour of leaving you guys alone, and he tries to smooth over the waters a little bit. And we'll come back to that in just a second. For now, the rest of you have made your way back to Stonehold. It is getting dark. It's really, it's quite deep into the evening now, but you haven't been travelling through the woods at night. And you arrive in Stonehold to see that the lights are on. The bones of the undead giant have been cleared out of the graveyard, which was the major thing that you could see. It's the big change that's occurred. And the people are coming out of the cathedral, ex-cathedra. Yorg.
Yo.
A kobold walks up to you.
Ah, Yorg. Naomi says she wishes to speak to you.
Yeah, that needs to happen. Okay. Where is she? Is it Iana? Is
It's
Lana.
Lino, yeah.
She is in the cathedral.
Thank you, Lana. I'll do you girls want in on this, or
Is it that sort of a conversation?
I believe she has requested you.
okay? In that case, it's just me. I'll see you tomorrow. I need a. It's been a really, really long day. So I'll see you. I'll see you in the morning. Yo.
It can wait.
Okay.
Okay,
sure.
Ooh, can it? Okay. Lino turns and says,
Where is Raspit?
Um,
He did not come back with the Lady Freya and Tutapek.
no. I think Raspit has joined the Court of the Fae.
I do not understand.
says Lino.
He's gone to learn magic.
Ah, I wish him well. Come, Yorg.
Okay. So, Iris and Neve, what are you doing?
Now that we've now we're together,
Yeah.
should we get a drink?
Oh yes, it's ladies.
Woo! Yes.
Okay, Borsa's Tavern has been mostly rebuilt.
It's a really nicely hung
It's a
door.
really nicely hung door on the outside. You guys head down there going...
5 times.
Yeah, 5 times to get it right. You know.
Okay, so yeah, you head down to Borsa's Tavern, and the door opens, and there's a small cheer as you come in. You are welcomed in. And yeah, it's exhausting. You guys are knackered, and there's a table set by the fire, and Borsa comes forward and says, would you like some food? I've got some stew in the pot.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you are ladled 2 large dishes of stew, and you can sit drinking. We'll come back to that in just a second. Meanwhile, you are led into the cathedral, York.
You sure you did? Like, you don't spend much time on these two as
No,
well.
it's good. You're led into the
laser
cathedral.
focus.
You can see that the priests
2
in
hours
the
of
cathedral.
gameplay here.
You can see the priests in the cathedral. Realised it are watching you somewhat hesitantly. They're not entirely sure what to make of it because they know that you've been summoned by Naomi and something happened. So you make your way, or you are led up to the altar.
Yep.
And
She's down here.
she's down here,
Oh, okay.
and she turns, moves herself behind the altar like a desk. She's got a little step that she has to stand up on to get over it, and she drums her fingers on it.
Yorg, we need to talk.
Yeah, we do.
What you told me earlier is deeply troubling.
I am.
You may all join us for this conversation, she says, and the priests shuffle over to form a kind of a circle around behind you.
I'm sorry for a lot, not least that conversation had to happen at the speed and in the way that it did.
What has happened?
Asked Lino.
You must forgive me, my children. The Lady Elaine. The Lady Elaine has been slain.
There's a sharp intake of breath.
By me.
We are in the presence of Yorg, the God Slayer. I have asked him here that we might decide how to proceed.
Everybody goes, and they're not sure what to do.
Yorg, what do you have to say for yourself?
The Cabal priests are, they've gone white. Some of them are thinking, is this a joke? Is this, they don't know exactly how to respond.
There are reasons for what happened, but I don't have any excuses. For everybody else, back down the Ellesmere when we were initially got on a boat, there was some Garlon infested orcs attacking the dock, and I think I was infected with Garlon's disease. Then it became more and more difficult for me to talk to Elaine as we progressed down the Ellesmere, and when we got to Old Town, I came to realise what had happened. I swore an oath to Elaine there in the hold of a boat, and as far as I was aware, that cleansed me of Garlon's influence, although he was still able to talk to me for reasons that I couldn't truly understand. If it's any consolation, he's a smug ass.
It is not, says Naomi.
No. When I went into the Hallow and touched the Grail, it seems that I had taken Garlon in there with me in a more physical sense and caused a direct connection between him and Elaine.
The priests make noises of consternation.
Yeah, there's a kind of...
She begged me to destroy the Grail, so I did.
I see, says Naomi. Thank you, this cannot have been easy for you.
I think you've had it worse. So
I have felt Our Lady's presence has not been with us this last week. When you told me earlier, I knew I would have to convene this council of priests to decide what will be done. I think I speak for all of us when I say, Yorg, we do not blame you for this. There's a bit of...
What do I think?
Enough!
She slams a hand on the altar and everybody shuts up.
You are the child of a prophecy. None can say how this will unfold, save the gods. If Elaine has begged you to destroy her chalice, then that is all there is to it. And we, it seems, must find a new god.
the reason for the Garlon champion earlier was that on top of everything else, this is the 5th time today has happened.
What?
The days have been today has repeated several times. As far as we could tell, it was my companions and I, Raspit and Lord Tyndall, were living the same day over and over again. The larger meteorite hit and the day would restart. I bled out on the floor over there, courtesy of the angry dwarf general earlier today. Well, earlier one of today's. When we looked into it, it turned out that the death of Elaine had an effect on the way time was playing out.
And this has stopped now.
Yes. The issue being that the Hallow needed to be claimed. The Garlon Paladin, the reason the Garlon Paladin was here was it was trying to claim it in the name of Garlon. Garlon was able to, I think, see the time skips because his presence was in the Hallow at the time. That's my current guess. So people who were in the
Has
Hallow...
Garlon claimed the Hallow?
No.
Who has?
I tried to have Lancelot claim it, but that didn't seem to work.
So one of the priests says,
Lancelot is an honourable god.
Lancelot, I tried to claim the Hallow with Thunder, but that didn't work, and we were out of time. So I claimed it.
I did not hear.
I said I claimed it.
okay. We're going to take a break on this and come back right there. Meanwhile, in the tavern.
Yes.
Iris and Neve, how much are you drinking?
Not
Not
that
that
lot, no.
Okay, cool.
Iris doesn't
Eating
normally
more than
drink at
drinking.
all. No, so this is a little bit unusual.
Sure. Iris, you don't drink, so you have, I mean,
The alcohol tolerance is over.
you're like kind of 3 sheets to the wind. You've had a pint and a
Comes in
half. And you're...
Vodka, yes.
Neve,
Yes.
how many people have you killed?
Pillow talk.
Not many myself.
My number keeps going up. and now I can see them and talk to some of them.
I see.
So what you're saying is you see dead people.
Neve's like, is the name of Psych?
Turns out Neve's been dead all along.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us have been dead.
Let's focus on the subject. Sorry. I interrupt.
It's not a common thing, but it's not unheard of.
I don't want to kill people. I don't want to kill Corporel. But she was making all the things, the dead goblins in the cathedral just rise up, and there was.
I'm going to give Iris a big hug.
She's quite stiff and resisting
Yeah.
at first, but melts into it a bit.
It's tricky. Everything is messy and complicated, and we're fighting in battles where we can only see a tiny corner of everything that's going on. You have to make the best decisions that you can in the moments that you've been given. And I understand that the people that you've had to kill these have been horrible things for you. But the fact that you don't want to kill people, the fact that you save people, the fact that you try and do the best that you can in every moment, that's the important thing.
There's some things I was told when I touched the stone as well. The things from space, the tentacle things. There's a war coming with them, and the angels said that we can only defeat them if we free and get the potentates, the angels, and maybe the dragons will help fight, and who knows, maybe others too. Maybe the Fae and the elementals might help. But I think these invasions are going to become more frequent and bigger, and I don't think we're going to be able to fight them by ourselves.
Well, if we have more attacks like that, you're right. But I don't know what we can do to try and free the potentates. This is an area where you are more learned than me.
I think what we need to do is find Colm.
Right.
Because he's slipped out. They're all trapped in prison, but he's got out.
Mm. And
Maybe
if you can remember any of that, then there might be knowledge there. It's a good idea.
We're gonna. Tyndall has said.
Freya is drinking all of the drink.
Yeah, in fact, Freya has drunk so much of the drink that Tyndall says, "I'll go and I'll fetch more wine."
No, you are not going anywhere.
No,
You didn't tell me about
you
being your friend. I need Darius being your friend.
You need to just have some less to drink. And
I can drink as much as I want.
Right.
Don't try and control me.
Right, I'm going to get some more wine.
Darius,
he stands up and goes, "Oh, no, all right, maybe not. I'll be right back.
Sorry about that.
I'll be right back." And Tyndall enters the bar, where you two are having this conversation. He wanders in somewhat merry. Borsa, I will have a glass of your glass. I will have 4 bottles of your finest wine, please.
You all right, Tyndall?
Oh, Neve! Iris, hello! Hello, and Pog.
yes, that's what he's called. What he calls himself.
Would you like some wine? I am having wine. Frizz with Darius.
Oh God.
Yeah. And Neve gets up from the table. Do we need to help?
I don't think so. Perhaps we should return. The wine. Oh yes, he reaches into a pocket and pulls out some gold. He pays way too much for this wine and takes the wine and leaves. And then Borsa goes, "Okay," and scoops the gold up.
Say to Borsa, make good use of that gold rebuilding the town.
Wow, bonus points. Yes, Borsa could. Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do with it. Yeah, you have shamed Borsa now into, I'm not going to keep this, I will rebuild the town. Cool. And yeah, you guys follow Tyndall as he's carrying bottles of wine
Amazing, yes.
back up the gangplank towards the boat.
I didn't tell him to build like 3 more pubs.
No, you just, yeah.
That's rebuilding the town, right? More pubs?
So you head up the gangplank and they're down here. And as you approach, you can hear a conversation happening. You know, I remember once he was 14.
Yeah.
And he snuck out the castle. Right. He had a test or something the next day he didn't want to do. And so he snuck out. And I made sure that I was on guard shift so I could turn a blind eye. And he went down the local tavern. And I told him he could come back in a couple of hours and I could cover for him. Well, a couple of hours go by and he's not back. So I go, oh dear, what could it be? And I bunk off, leave the gate unattended.
No!
Wander down and I find him singing to this half-orc bard who'd come by and performed at the castle a couple of days previous. And he was telling her, what story are you telling, Darius?
Dear. So Darius is telling stories.
I've brought wine. And Tyndall turns up, and with Tyndall have turned up Neve and Iris.
Is everything alright?
Neve, it's good to see you. And Iris, come join. So Darius is telling stories about Tyndall's
And everything's
Who are you,
alright?
and what have you done with
Yes.
Freya?
Freya's like
More wine. What's the Darius as
Oh,
well?
That's what's happened to Freya.
So Darius takes a bottle, looks at his glass, and then just starts drinking from the bottle. And will
Maybe out of character. Where's Tutapek at this point?
Tutapek, he's not with you. He has. Well, you could ask Freya.
Okay,
Freya
that's fine.
brought
I just wanted
Tutapek
to
back,
check.
yeah.
Where is Tutapek?
I don't know. Doing lizard stuff.
He's right here. I hope he went to the
Banana hospital.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Meanwhile, yes, we're cutting back to Yorg, who's in the temple surrounded by angry priests.
Come join the boat. Come join the boat.
I'd say it's our only way to escape, but you're currently on the bottom.
You have claimed this hallow.
Yeah. Yes. I needed to stop Garland from taking it. I needed to stop Garland from taking it. If you can find someone you would prefer to replace as that, then as long as it's held by somebody that's
Unlike
not
you,
Garland.
I am not hubristic enough to presume to choose which gods claim hallows. Yorg, you have performed a holy action. Claiming a hallow is not something a mortal can do.
What? No, I'm really mortal. I've died or
He
nearly...
has not claimed a hallow. He is delusional.
I'm...
Perhaps Elaine still lives.
Are they right on that one? I'm going to ask Lancelot.
There is no response.
Boo, Lancelot!
Lancelot needs to just get over it already.
Honestly.
Sorry. What do you mean? What do you mean mortals can't claim hallows?
Hallow is a place sacred to a god. It is a living embodiment of her will. We have held Elaine's hallow here, kept it sacred and holy, observed her holy days, spoken her rituals, prayed in her name.
Yes, but...
It could only be claimed by some divine essence.
You are her champion. You have taken up the mantle.
Finally, Lancelot.
It is a burden.
Is that audible to all or in my head?
Just to you.
Okay.
This is a difficult and lonely path.
You said something about prophecy. What?
The prophecy was that one named Yorg would claim the chalice. There was no indication as to what would happen afterwards. And you, Yorg, arrived on the chosen day, claimed the chalice, and Elaine has died. Now you tell us you have claimed her hallow. So I ask you, Godslayer, what are your plans? What are your tenets? He cannot access the Hollow. Perhaps he can,
says Naomi.
if you have claimed the Hollow. Show us.
Okay. I try to do that, I guess.
Sweet. Would you like to... What resources do you have left today?
I have my channel divinity because it refreshes after a short rest.
Then your channel divinity...
Yeah, I'll do the shield.
Okay.
I hold the shield up.
You hold up Tutipek's shield, and there's and a blue wooden round shield appears, hovering in the air. And there's the image there for a moment, and then it flickers, and you can see through the blue round shield that hovers in the air, and it's like a portal into another world. The priests take a step back.
It is not the full moon. You see.
Is the noise as the portal opens, and you can see through.
This is not Elaine's Hollow. No,
says Naomi.
it is Yorg's Hollow.
What does it look like through there?
Cool. So inside you can see it's dust. Inside
dust.
Yorg's Hollow, Yorg, you can see there is it's a Browter roundhouse. You can see there is terrain around it, which is flat coming up to a hill in the middle, and the hill in the middle is now there's a Browter roundhouse with shields hanging on the walls, all around, all kinds of different shields that you can see that are hung decorating the outside. There's smoke rising from a chimney in the middle, but you haven't yet stepped through. We'll come back to that in just a second.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you guys are drinking now, and how much of Freya?
Pour some into a little
Neem, is there something we can do about
There's more
Darius's
fun than a
leg?
drunk dragon.
Okay.
About Darius's
See you later.
leg.
Goodbye.
Yeah, a little bit into
A little bit for cut for Pog. Okay. Take me. No, I'll take a save for Pog. Go Pog.
You are boss. Oh,
Yeah? Do not agree with you.
no, it's alright. It's better than alright. got any more?
Oh no.
No, it's good. I'm fine. I'm really fine. I'm really fine, boss. But I would like some more.
Pog, the tiny cute little black dragon, claws down your top and starts licking into. I guess he's lapping up from your glass of wine.
Oh, that's good. That is. You know, it's the best one I've ever had.
Really? I don't say.
Yeah. It's the only one I've ever had.
Got that.
Yeah. You're strong, you know that.
Pog.
That's me. I'm Pog.
Pog falls off a virus.
Maybe in the morning. Yeah.
No. I've got hello. You want to say? Hang on. Let me show. I'll be impressive. Hang on. Picks himself up, tries to flap his wings. All right, hang on.
He takes off inside the cabin.
Wow.
Darius notices Pog and sees this happening. He goes,
What is going on? What's that?
It's a little dragon.
Calm down.
he reaches for a
It's
sword.
a friend. It's a friend.
It's a dragon.
It's a little dragon.
Not that little. This thing's smaller than me.
Dragon smaller than you.
I didn't say that.
Well, then you're a little dragon, aren't you?
Well, you might be. Yeah, all right.
Pog takes off, starts flying around the room.
Oh.
Where's the door? Where's the door? Hang on.
And then, yeah, you all have to periodically duck as Pog flies by.
What is he doing?
Pog's death in 3, 2.
He's. But Pog, come down.
Hang on, I'm finding the door.
It's fine, I can find it.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Pog, Pog hits into the door and claps it down. Oh, I was gonna show you. I was gonna write in the sky for you.
You're gonna write in the sky.
Yeah, I can do that now. Yeah, it's a thing. We should have this talk. That's a talk we should have, boss.
Pog crawls back to you and wraps itself around your leg.
Yeah. Have you got any more of that wine?
Are you giving your dragon wine?
He likes it.
I'm sure he does.
What is going on, Sir Darius? And more importantly, are you guys coming to Krassos? Are you accompanying the Lady Freya?
I hear there's going to be a wedding.
There are one or two
Out of
things happening that... Can we ignore them?
Well, I have a quest that I suppose is technically en route.
What's that?
I've been asked by an elemental to bring back her partner.
Ah, yes.
Depends where you're going for it, but Old Town is not en route to Krassos.
Oh, is it not?
No.
That's a shame.
It's not very far away. It's a few days.
It does. It is like a major. It is like one of the only major transport hubs, though. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a
Like
major town.
Going to Old
Yes.
Town and then taking a road down would probably be a thing.
You could do that.
Yeah.
So, Darius, you wouldn't ask a lady to get married without her personal effects, and I don't think Freya brought them with her.
It's
So we
alright,
might
Iris, I have
need-
my knives.
Just you. We might need to go back to Galatea to pick up one or two things before we venture to Krassos,
I see.
which would take us west.
It is not my fault that you ran away without any of your belongings.
And there was a fire.
Are you still keeping up with that?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the whole fire thing. It was funny though, wasn't
I mean, it was pretty funny. I have to say that is the worst faked death I think I've ever seen. Did you think that would work? Did you?
Yeah.
What? Says Tyndall. My love would never fake her death. How dare you impugn her honor? Do not make me fight you, Darius. I have known you.
Just knock him over.
Push him down. Ah, my love. Okay.
Don't start that again.
Well, the fact remains, I am taking Lord Tyndall to his wedding in Krassos. If you have other effects, how long are they going to take?
4 months.
Have some inspiration. That's hilarious.
Do you both want to go to Krassos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll give you a week. And I'm happy to accompany you. It will be difficult.
Can we sort Sidarius' wedding?
Do we trust him?
Yes, it's Darius. Of course we trust him.
Bottle of wine, that's it.
There might be something I can do. Let me have a think. I'm going to come over to Iris and I'm going to say, Iris, is there any way that you can detect if there is some sort of mind control or something going on here?
No. But maybe...
Can you make me stealth check, please? Both of you.
Disadvantage?
Sorry?
they're very drunk.
No, because they're drunk as well.
Yeah.
Their disadvantage
13.
cancels out your disadvantage.
And my stuff is... so 16.
Okay. 13's the target. Have this conversation, that's fine.
Cool.
Maybe the sword?
The sword.
Freya's sword with the voice inside it.
What it might know.
Maybe. Or it might jolt her out of it.
I don't think it's a good idea for me to touch.
Look, I'm just going to say, friends don't let friends sun sweet and drink.
But maybe not now.
If that's our only option in a confined space, I think I'll just have to...
What are you talking about? I heard something about mind control.
Your Estalian is awfully good.
Oh, you were talking in Estalian, weren't you? He doesn't speak Estalian. Okay.
Oh. Good. I think more of him.
In fact, none of these people can talk as loudly as we want. And then
What are you talking about?
We're
the dragon.
trying to work out if there's something we could do for your leg.
Well, we'll heal in time. My main concern is I am currently not a sufficient guardian for Lord Tyndall. I've been learning to fight, says Lord Tyndall. That's adorable, says Darius. I have. Tyndall sits back down and drinks his wine.
There are a few things we need to sort out. Your leg is one of them. The second thing, we can't leave that trident here.
No.
That's something needs to happen with that.
And I've been tasked with a mission.
You've got a mission. Garlon is infesting the north side of the river.
Who's this Garlon character? Actually, no, he would know who Garlon was. I see.
And then there's the political situation in the Lake of Tears. Finally, we promised Colm we would go to those tombs and collect up those helms to get them home.
And if what...
Sorry?
If what you've seen is correct, we may need Colm's help.
There is a... you can suddenly see
Just
a
Pog,
light blue glow washing in through the port side window of the ship. What were you asking about Pog?
I was just going to say, does Pog have anything to say about Colm? Or is he too drunk?
Pog is now drunk and on the floor. He's chiming in, occasionally repeating words that Iris has said. I will write in the sky. It was Liz. But I can write in the...
We need to deal with this dragon.
Again, blue light comes in.
What is that? I'm going to go and look.
The cathedral in the centre of town is faintly glowing blue.
Oh
Is
no.
that good?
I don't know, but I think we should definitely go and check. Strange things happening at the cathedral. Who's in?
Me.
I will go.
Yes. Yeah, let's go.
I'll show you. I have been fighting, and I'm.
Tyndall, you need to stay here and guard Darius.
I am
the
not-
rest of you come with me.
Darius, stay here and guard Tyndall.
I can
And
fight.
this bottle of wine. You must guard this bottle of wine.
You guys leave, and on a natural one, Tyndall attempts to evade Darius's grasp, and Darius just reaches out and grabs him. No, but I can fight. Be safe, my love. And you guys head out to the cathedral. You arrive in the cathedral, and up at the cathedral, and you see that there is a ring of priests who are standing by a portal that has opened in the centre of the cathedral by the altar.
I'm gonna shillelagh up. Is everything all right?
Yeah, hey, Neve. Yeah, it's fine.
What's happening? Who's coming through? Is it Garland?
No, it's complicated. Give me a second. Right, what is this? What?
I will step through.
Says one of the kobolds. And starts walking over to do so.
Alon says, I will stay in.
Yeah, I will endure for you, says another. And makes the symbol of the stone grail. And the kobold steps through. And the symbol of the kobold goes,
I am not stone.
I'm gonna step through after him.
okay. You step through. There's a kobold looking around.
Hey, is this different? Have you been here before?
No, I have never been into this place. This is not the Hollow of Elaine.
No, it's not.
People do not usually glow.
Yorg is gently glowing blue. You guys can see. You can't hear what's being said through the portal, but you can see exactly what is going on.
Is Yorg still here? Is your statue still here?
Yorg's statue is indeed still here, yes.
Oh, yeah, we need to...
Okay, so you start walking up the hill, and you can see that the landscape has almost completely changed, but there is still a small hillock over on one side, around which are a bunch of stone creatures. There is a creature off to your left that is on the ground, covered in mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
There is a creature on the right that is... there is a large bull-like creature. There are some smaller snake-like creatures and some chicken-like creatures.
These were here
all of
before.
which are made of stone. They were here before.
No, I was talking to the kobold. These were here before?
These are the guardians of the Hallow.
Okay.
They were Elaine's guardians. Perhaps they are also yours.
Makes a symbol of the protective horn.
We need to get Yorg out, because he got turned to stone.
I am not strong enough.
We'll take him out together. That'll be alright.
So you walk over to Yorg.
Yep.
As you do, you can see that Yorg is staring face down against this large bull-like creature.
Mm-hmm.
Stone scales.
Is it moving at the moment?
No.
I'm intensely glad about that. I'm going to pick Yorg up.
Okay.
I'm going to start walking him out of the Hallow.
Sweet. Okay. You pick Yorg up and you start walking about the Hallow. A little kobold follows you. Moments later, you see Paladin Yorg and Kobold Yorg walk out of the Hallow. Paladin Yorg puts Kobold Yorg down. Kobold Yorg is turned to stone. There's a from the people.
He has.
He was turned to stone when the Hallow was assailed by Mordred, by the Guardians.
The other kobold then follows, and several of the priests go. Because they saw that you walk in with a kobold and you walk out with a stone kobold.
Oh, yeah, no, that wasn't. Sorry. I can't fix this, or at least I can't fix this yet.
You Godslayer's companions.
Do what?
We find ourselves in mourning for a dead god. The Kobold peoples have ever been watched over by Elaine. It seems now the Kobolds will go without a champion.
Naomi's voice is breaking.
Our lands were claimed by the Browter. Our god slain by a Browter.
I have not claimed these lands for the Browter. This is not what this is.
A Hallow taken by the Browter.
It's not.
Then tell us, Yorg, will you stand in Elaine's stead?
Yes. I swore to serve Elaine for. I swore to serve Elaine for my life, not for hers. As far as I'm concerned, I am still her champion. If there is a way I can bring her back, I will. But if what needs to be right now is somebody to stand here, then yes, I will stand.
Then so I charge you,
says Naomi. And there is a flash of blue light from the Hallow. You can all see this. And the stone walls of the cathedral ripple a little bit. And you can see the artwork begins to mould and shift. Gone are the images of Elaine doing battle with the various potentates. Smoothed over are the tenements of Elaine. In their place, you can see a simple stone plaque that reads, "In defence of the weak and needy, remove the rot with the shallowest cut. Never let courage be lacking. Know no greed, uphold the values of good and law, and always stand in defence of the weak and needy." That is the same as the first one. It is at the top and the bottom. Around the the top of the arches in the cathedral, you can see stone artwork, and you recognise these scenes. These are various exploits that Jorg has done as he has gone through.
Oh my days!
You see,
Are we there? Are we there?
Unconscious.
Yeah, most of them are me. Like this. Me.
Everybody, take me a perception check right now.
Oh man, am I there?
That's 20.
Oh, like so much. 19.
10.
Freya, as you
You're
look
big
around, okay, as you look around, Jorg is the most notable feature. On a natural 20, Iris is in a bunch of them. You can see there's one where Iris is picking up a horrifying leaf monster, and Jorg is cleaving it in half. Neve, what did you get?
I got 19.
19, fantastic. Okay, so you can see Jorg and Neve storming onto an armada of ships filled with the dead and slaying them in droves. And you look around and there's Neve again, and there's another one of Iris, and there's Neve again.
Oh, that's Tyndall being taught how to fight.
Let's have a look at. Okay, yeah. So there's a minor. It could be Tyndall. You're convinced that it is. There is no sign of Freya on these walls.
I'm just that stealthy.
And on that note, we are going to take a short break. Don't go nowhere, chat, because we will be back in about 5 minutes. We'll see you all then. Until I am back, we have an amazing piece of fan art done by Pandan Soda.
Oh, yes,
and
she's
I put a scroll
disappeared,
together
yes.
because Pandan Soda did one, and Ash has made some wonderful art for the stream, all of which should be visible just up here, and it will be scrolling through during the short rest. This will be updated as we get more and more fan art. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be right back.
All right.
This is your weekly reminder that if your month has expired, you can go to your Amazon Prime account and subscribe to us.
Yes.
Amazon Prime. It's free for you. You can do it once a month. You can do it every month, and it will help support this wonderful stream.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, there's an elephant playing a violin with its tongue.
Wow, Elephant Bard. I love it.
Oh yeah, they've really whatever that company's called have really expanded their range.
Heroforge,
Yeah, Heroforge. There's loads of cool things. It used to be just humans and elves, and now they can get goblins and all kinds of crazy things. Right.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to make sure that whatever it was that pinged does not ping it.
Right, I think we have a solution to the trident problem.
Is it
Yeah.
fill it with bees?
No, it's lob it in the hallow and shut the door.
No! Bagsy, not it.
You took Thunder in there with no problem.
Yes, but Thunder actually
Protect
likes
the weak and needy.
Thunder likes
Protect the weak and needy.
Thunder likes me. Shut it,
Protect
Jacob.
the weak and needy.
That's
Just saying, it's like at the top and the bottom.
Yeah. And when it's your tenets on there, you get to decide how they're interpreted. Oh no, religious schisms! It's happening again!
Right. I'm also going to...
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how religious schisms happen.
It's not
Why
normally
did
day
they-
one of the religion, though.
Look, yeah, I mean...
Right. We're getting through the checklist of things to do.
I'm still at point 1. I haven't had a chance to talk to Lancelot yet.
Yeah. He told you that, you know, basically it's fine.
He told you to fucking deal with it. It's your problem, deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know how much of our tick list of things to do we need to do.
So on a really big fundamental level, Neve's like been properly charged with dealing with Lord Bucks and the Elemental.
I think we've got plenty of time to do that. A week is enough time to do that.
Oh, if we so we do that. We need to sort Sidarius.
He's gonna.
I'd like to sort Sidarius.
All right, fine. You sort Sidarius.
Well, basically it'll just be a case of who gets to win with enough spell slots first.
You and
me and Neve.
Yeah.
Well, unless you picked up Restoration anytime soon.
Well, I mean, I could, but haven't.
I know. Oh, Restoration is a sorcerer spell. That'll be fine, right? Divine Soul Sorcerers were totally play-tested, people, and Wizards of the Coast will not brook any indication otherwise.
Yeah. So we need to go to Old Town. We're probably not going to the Lake of Tears, are we?
It's on the list, but we need to get Tutupek in that direction.
Well, he can get himself in that direction.
And we don't have
He's
any.
perfectly capable.
So the thing I'm predicting is going to happen is we're going to fix Darius's boat, and then we're going to sail back to Old Town with Tutupek. And Tutupek.
What, a new friend Darius.
Yeah. Although I can't help but feel that.
Are we letting the Wildlands fall to Garlon then? That seems like a not very.
No, we're not letting the Wildlands fall to Garlon, but we do need to go and have a wedding. Because.
Wait, hang on. Which is more important? No, seriously, you protect the weak and needy. Chucking that back around your face every time I can.
You don't get to.
I really do.
We do actually
The thing is,
we need to get the actual armies of the south aware of what the heck is happening and pointed this direction.
No, but that's okay.
the Wildlands is
that.
protecting itself. We are not the sole protectors here.
So who's protecting it?
Any druid. Old Town is protected. The Hallow of Elaine is protected. We can.
Getting protected. No, because you just got rid of Ascot.
What?
Who's Hallow? Sorry.
The Hallow of
Oh,
Elaine.
yeah.
Who's Hallow? Who's Hallow?
Protect the weak and needy. If you can do that, I can
it was
protect the weak and needy in
Hallow
your
of
face.
So.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Hallow of Elaine.
Yeah, that's what it says on my map.
Yeah.
Sorry, hang on. It's this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, this was the thing we worked out the other week. This is the way you flip people off
Mordred's
with
Trident.
because it's Mordred's Trident.
I see.
So yeah, I was gently chuffed with that. That was good.
Lo-Fi says, bung me 20 quid and I'll play Darius and get him killed off.
You can't game the game.
Hey, Freya has managed to go for an entire half a session without Charity exploding.
That's true.
Right? Like it's in fact she went for 2.5 sessions, like 1.5 sessions, because last session doesn't count because you weren't here. But 1.5 sessions of Charity not exploding in a shower of Freya-based knives. So it's a record. We're setting a dangerous precedent here. Oh no, the giant Cladil Limonade monster in the middle of town. Cloody.
What's the plan?
Oh, who knows? Set everything on fire and start again.
Okay, cool.
Amy would like to reload from previous save state, please.
For which?
Huh?
Really?
Oh man, like.
What do you wish you'd done differently?
Oh.
So much.
Everything.
That's fine. There's opportunity to do all
My
this.
Basically,
character.
Amy mostly wishes that she'd never turned into an otter. That's the main thing that I'm
No.
getting from this.
Seems very reasonable. When Jacob is back, we will return. Bring me 20 quid and I'll play Darius and get me killed off.
Yeah. But we've also pointed out that Charity has existed in the same continuity as Freya for like a full 2.5 sessions
Something like that.
now
Yeah.
without exploding into a shower of not. No, 3.5 because we went to it's been ages now. Charity's been around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Charity's been around for years without Freya having killed her. But
I mean, I think the fundamental thing is we don't have
a child
to
of prophecy.
be here to stop the Wildlands from falling to Garlon. This is knowledge that we can share.
But we do need the. I think
And
we
I
need
think
the help
actually
of the lands
something
to the
like the
south.
Hallow is a good place to disseminate knowledge.
I think we need the help of the Brouter. The
Oh.
Brouter armies.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well, you know what? I've got to eventually go south. That's the second part of my mission.
yeah, you do.
because you need to be what matron of
We
honor.
will be resuming
what's the
any
role that-
second when Jacob returns.
Can be a flower girl.
Flower girl.
Yes, because
Oh,
you're a
what,
girl,
when
they need
but you're a
flowers,
girl that
yeah.
can make flowers.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
All right.
You just
Flower
are a
girl.
flower.
We are
Yes.
almost ready.
Celebrant.
There we go. That's most of the stuff you need to do.
That's
in
true.
Stonehold Resolve.
I think Lo-Fi has got it exactly right. Maybe everything is the machinations of the Nemesis crocodile.
Who may return.
Next time we roll an encounter.
Next time you're on
no, that's the next NPC we get
I'm so excited.
because it was actually another druid. All this time.
I did once
Oh, I
through
love
my
that picture of
party.
you.
Yeah, I really
The
like this
entirely
one as well.
reasonable GM.
Oh, the entirely reasonable GM
Yeah.
picture.
I love these t-shirts that were made over Team Tyndall and Team Swift. I thought these were awesome.
I never wanted an image to become a meme harder than your entirely reasonable GM
It's
image.
just so good.
Um,
So yes, thank you indeed, Pandan Soda and Lo-Fi, for the amazing art that you've done, which is currently up here. I love this picture. This picture's incredible. If you send us any art, it will definitely get displayed on stream, and we will give you a shout out.
I'm doing a six-man paint drawing.
If you send us any art that is
This is
showable,
your buffering.
on Twitch.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, we're not saying we don't want that kind of art, but there's only certain art we can show.
Maybe slide that into the DMs. Okay. And we are back. Hello and welcome. All right, cool. So we're going to crack on more or less where we left off. The cathedral has shifted, and the gateway to the Hallow remains open. If anybody, the priest's not sure entirely how to deal with this. There's a moment.
They're not entirely sure how to deal with this.
There's a moment of silence, and
What? Just.
Naomi nods. I've been thinking about this all day. I have consulted the scrolls and this was not an unexpected outcome.
Really?
yeah. You're like, what?
Neil, brothers and sisters.
She says, and the priests do so.
Whoa! No!
Whoa,
No!
whoa,
No! No!
whoa,
No!
whoa,
No!
whoa.
No! Please, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Rise in York's name.
And they do.
Wow.
I just
Okay.
want to sleep. Very long day. Okay. 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 York's statue. Make sure nothing bad happens to it. Please.
We will.
Sorry, this has been a lot. Where am I kidding you? Anyway, I need to get some rest. I will be back in the morning, but I need to rest. And it's just really light out here. I only am resting in the Hallow. So,
Cool.
does anybody need me for anything before I go? Anybody? No.
You want some wine?
That sounds like an amazing idea, so no. I'm sorry, Naomi. I really truly am.
Do not be sorry, York. Be your best.
I'm gonna walk into the Hallow.
York walks into the Hallow.
Shut the door.
And the Hallow disappears. York has gone. York, you walk up the little hill towards the roundhouse.
Yeah.
And the door opens. It is lovely inside. It is just lovely. You have there's a bunch of like really nice, really tasteful Browser artwork on the walls. The kind of stuff that you would, nothing really expensive or fancy. It's the kind of stuff that you would have in a really nice pub. It's hygge is the word, right? It's cozy. There's a big fire that's burning in the middle. It's warm, and there are, as you walk in, you can see there is a large feathered bed.
Wow.
York is gonna start kind of methodically taking off his armor.
Yeah.
Putting it to one side.
Well, you look and there's an armor rack right there.
Of course there is. He takes it off and puts the last piece on the rack, and then just kind of sags and collapses and starts weeping and falls to the floor and just cries for some time.
In the silence of the Hallow, there is nothing but the weeping of York, witnessed only by the statues that still remain. Outside, you can't hear any of this. York has just walked into a portal, disappeared. What do you guys do?
Alright. More wine.
I think I also need to go to bed.
Huh. Well, this is very interesting. I have a friend who's getting married to another of my friends. I have a friend who has become a god.
Certainly he is becoming.
And, something that we definitely can't fight on our own might be coming back in force. So I think I'm gonna drink.
Naomi says, Yorg has said that while drink is an excellent idea, it is probably unwise.
Oh no!
As such, come tomorrow, there will be no alcohol in this cathedral.
Oh.
But tonight, we drink. Let us have a wake for Elaine.
And the priests go, okay, and they go down to the cellars and start wheeling up crates of stuff. They're going to stay here and get hammered tonight. What are you guys going to do?
We're not allowed any alcohol in this. Alright, let's have it all gone then.
You should send word to the town. They could do with this a formal
Yes.
celebration.
Yes, we should. Thank you, Iris.
And she points at priest, turns and runs off down to the town. Freya, what are you doing
I'm going to
during?
grab Tyndall and Darius and bring them.
Sweet, okay.
Struggle with Darius.
Yeah, you head down.
We could get him along, I'm sure.
Okay,
Two of you,
The
like less
town
than 20 strength
heads
between
up,
you.
summoned by their heroes, heads up to the cathedral, and there's and people are going, what has changed here? And they can see as they approach the symbol of Elaine that was there has been replaced by the circular buckler of Yorg.
With a small symbol of a lane in it.
That is definitely there on your thing, but the temple itself has just got the circular buckler of Yorg.
So it looks like a big bullseye on the temple.
It looks like a very big bullseye, yeah. And they turn up. The townsfolk arrive, and they can see all of the wine that was in the cathedral has been brought out, and they start going, what's going on? Naomi steps up and she explains to the townsfolk that Elaine,
She says, Our God. Elaine is no longer with us. Yorg stands in her stead. He was the one of prophecy. And we will keep this hallow, this temple, and this town in his name. I know that he will watch over us.
to Yorg, she says, and there's a to Yorg from everybody who raises a glass. They are emotions are mixed about this, but for now, everybody seems. I mean, she's the head priest, right? And what she says kind of goes. There's wine at the moment. That's lubricating and happening. You're welcome to stay and drink, or you're welcome to go to bed. Anything's fine.
I want to talk to a couple of the scholars here before everybody gets too hammered.
Sure.
You've got about 15 seconds.
That's fine.
Because I want to make sure that a record is made of how to put together the protective druid wards and how often they need to be maintained.
Cool. Okay. So you will.
Because we need to just spread this knowledge.
Okay. So
we can need it.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. I like that. You go over and you see that there are a couple of kobolds who are talking in a corner. And as you approach, they stop.
What can we do for you?
Are you, what would the word be?
Priests.
Yeah?
Sure, librarians.
Are you priests here, scholars?
We are priests of Elaine.
Could you take notation of a protective ward?
I suppose so.
It will help protect towns, villages against Garlon's influence. And I think at this time, that is an important thing.
Okay, so one of them, maybe you don't even have a persuasion check, that's clearly of utility. Yes, one of them will come with you, and you can spend the rest of the evening. It's going to take you to do most of that. Mm-hmm. As you start to leave, you see, with this person to go to the library in the cloisters, you see Freya walks in, and Freya and Lord Tyndall are supporting Sidarius. Sidarius kind of hopping in.
Might come back to that later.
That's fine. This has changed.
Yeah. Tyndall, you should sing.
I should.
Yeah.
What has happened in my absence? Why is everybody...
It's a party. Oh, well, we can make it a party.
In whose honour?
York's.
Right, you will tell me everything. And, so the night passes. Tyndall indeed sings. It's a very strange atmosphere, and the mood is slightly melancholy. People stand up and they say, there's a lot of speeches. The kobolds get quite drunk. The speeches that are given are of the moments that Elaine has touched them and changed their lives, and the moment they first came to faith and the moment that it awakened in them. But there's also people saying, man, my life was saved. Freya, somebody comes over and says, you saved my life, and tells about the night of the siege of Elaine Tallow. And they start sharing their memories of that. And then there's a drink to the people who are no longer with them. And it's a standard wake where everybody gets really drunk. It's mostly fine. People kind of separate into their friendship groups. There's a small fight that starts out that is broken up by Naomi. Nothing really untoward happens, but anybody who is there for it feels quite moved. This is something that is going to stick with you. You're watching a real emotional journey of these kobolds, and there's lots of tears. So yeah, that's a thing that happens over the even. Neve, you discover, as you start to notate, that the questions that are asked by the kobold are they're like the wrong kind of questions. It's not a technical... the ritual that you are talking about is a ritual, right? There's rites. You are praying to the elements to protect you and nature to help defend against the unnatural. Yeah. It's a mindset as much as it is anything else. And you end up... The kobold kind of goes, I don't understand, and leaves you to write this out.
Okay.
So you start work on a treatise of how to construct these wards.
Yeah.
Takes you most of the night, but eventually you get it down.
I need to find a kobold who can translate this into a mindset that the kobolds can understand.
Sure.
Or
Raspit took pretty easily to it.
Sorry?
Or a kobold who's more attuned.
Yes, but I don't want to have to stay here to teach people. This is the thing. I want to write this down in a way that can be spread.
Okay. But that's fine. You get a document which you'll be able to start working on.
Yeah. Naomi might be able to help.
She might. Freya, how...
Very drunk.
Okay, very
Trying
drunk.
to get Sidarius to dance.
No, he has a broken leg.
He really can't dance.
I'll come through and join the party once I'm done.
Okay, persuasion check. Freya?
18.
You see a
Come on, I'll hold you up.
Okay, athletics check.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, because you're really hammered. Yeah, with disadvantage for sure.
Oh, why did you make it?
6.
19 was good.
Sidarius is not in full plate now, and as a consequence, when he falls on you, you don't take any damage.
Good.
But Sidarius does fall on top of you. And you're really drunk, right?
Yes.
Very drunk.
Okay, take me a... Yeah, okay, so Sidarius falls on top of you, and he is strong. You know, he's really like, he's a big guy, and you are pressed down by him for a second, and he rolls off you and winces in pain. And Lord Tyndall comes running over. and says, my love, let me help you up.
Thank you.
He helps you up. He
You're
says,
all right.
So Darius says, I'm all right, I can get myself up. He says, don't be silly, and he helps Sir Darius up. So you tried to dance with him. He says, right, I'm going back to the boat. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. Sleep well.
Yeah, and you. And Sir Darius makes his way back to the boat. You and Tyndall stay and drink. And cut to the morning. Shafts of light are coming through. Yes.
Can I have a moment with Lancelot this evening?
I'll come to that in just a second.
Fine.
Yes, you talk to him.
Shafts of light coming through. You wake up, and you and Tyndall are curled up around each other under a pew.
Surely that counts as a marriage, right?
Like getting hammered and dancing in a cathedral. Yeah, totally. That's how that works.
And there are... Oh no, what have I done? Chat is now shipping Tyndall Darius as a... Which, I mean, fair enough. And... Yeah, you have woken up. You are also asleep in the cathedral, but you are not slumped under anything. You are just simply sitting. In fact, you are sat on a pew and you look down and you can see that Freya and Lord Tyndall are kind of underneath your legs. Iris, did you stay and get drunk or did you... No, Iris has gone and got... Iris, you wake up and are perfectly fine. You all have a long rest. You've got all your stuff back.
Great.
Is there some toilet roll around?
Oh, somewhere, I'll find it in a second. Cool. Yeah, it's over. The town is starting to get up, and the remaining alcohol, because they didn't drink it all, is rolled out of the cathedral and taken to Borsa's tavern. And Lino says,
This is a gift from Jorg.
And Borsa nods and says, I've got some gold, and he hands a couple of gold pieces. He says, we should use it to rebuild the town.
Aww.
And Iris is walking past in the background.
Well done.
So you guys are starting to come to. Mm-hmm. Iris, you wake up and there's a bit of vomit down you. It's not yours.
It's Fog's.
Luckily, prestidigitation deals with that.
Yeah,
Prestidigitation is just such.
It cleans most of the stain off the clothes. And there's just it's mostly red wine, is what it is.
Poor Pog.
Pog is curled up underneath your bed.
Pog?
Why is it so early? Yes, boss. I'm here.
You said something last night about this.
My head. Why would you bring her up, boss? Yes, I did. That's
Why
right.
did you bring that up as a point of my shirt?
I blame the wine. Yeah, Liz. Yeah, that's right. She well, look, I don't need to go into all of it. But it was. I picked up a couple of things that I think might be useful to you, boss.
Oh. Okay.
I can do things now.
What can you do?
Well, I can do this, says Pog. There's no what would they call champions? There's no champions around here, boss.
Oh. That's useful.
Yeah, that's right. But you're here.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, okay.
And you said something about writing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, all right, hang on one sec.
Pog picks itself up and he scrabbles out.
Oh, it's so early. Oh, it's too early for this.
And he flies out, kind of very slowly, makes his way up into the sky, and leaves a little trail behind him as he writes. And it comes out in Istalian, and written in the sky, you can all see now, is "Sorry for yakking on your shirt." Big letters above the hallow.
Oh. Lots of people are going to find that useful.
This is the next prophecy.
Already am, boss, if it helps.
Good. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But you're back now.
That's right. I kept watch all night as well, boss. Well, some of the night. Well, I'll keep watch now.
Do you...
Mechanically, Jacob, would you like to gain the alarm, detect magic, and skywrite rituals that must be cast by Pog?
Cool. Thank you. Do you know where Colm is at the minute?
Oh, he's somewhere. I
So
can
no.
go look if you like.
Yes.
All right. Pog flies off.
Fine.
He's not on the cathedral, boss. I'll keep looking.
Can't Pog just and then like good deeds forgotten.
He's doing other things, right? So Pog is flying around looking for Colm.
Good.
He's not in the tavern, boss. Yeah.
Get out of the tavern.
Okay. York, you wake up, and you are next to the big bed. You have the duvet or the sheets certainly pulled around you. You glad you had the presence of mind to take your armor off?
Yeah, that one sucked.
But you had a full long rest. You wake up, and the fire is still burning. It is a really comfortable temperature in here.
I'm gonna. Is there a chair somewhere in here?
You look around. There is.
I'm going to sit in it.
Okay.
I'm going to put thunder across my knee and rest my hand on the blade. So we need to have a conversation.
You have begun to ascend.
Okay.
It is a painful process. You will find your powers grow. And you will find that frequently they are not enough. Not enough to make the change you wish to see. Save the right people. You will have to learn to live, knowing that your choices, more than most, matter. That you can change things. And you know, you must do as Elaine would have wanted. You have a duty.
I have an oath. I swore my oath to her.
But your sacred duty, you...
Can't tell me because of the binding.
That is correct. There is a reason that you are the way you are, York. And indeed that I am the way that I am.
Is there a way to bring her back?
If there is, we will find it together.
Done. I'll take that. I promise you if there's anything I can to bring her back, I will.
Good. I will hold you to this.
You have my oath on it.
All right. You make your way out. I understand.
Okay.
You had an option for it the last night. There's route. Okay.
Oh no. So it's more. I was planning on it being a subconscious thing that's happened overnight since I've been here.
Sure. Okay. In which case, as you head out of the big roundhouse, there has been a movement. The hill that had Yorg on it has gone. The terrain has shifted. The little stone creatures, the majority of them, have also dispersed.
Okay.
The large bull-like thing is now stood in exactly the same position that it was, but it is right outside the roundhouse.
Hey.
Facing in or out?
It's right next to it. It's not facing anywhere. It's kind of standing side on to the door.
I'm gonna. Where's my? Sorry, side question. Where is my shield?
The altar that had the shield.
Oh yes, sorry, the altar that had the shield. Right. So in the roundhouse, there is the altar has moved. It is.
Okay,
it is inside the roundhouse now, and it has your shield on it.
Okay. I'm gonna very gingerly just walk forward and rest my head on the nose of this thing.
Okay, I like that. Mark off a second level spell slot.
Okay, done.
The creature's scales start to shift, and as you touch it, you feel some power leave you. There's a glow of blue light, and the warmth spreads from you around this creature. The bull-like thing starts to shift and move, and it looks up at you. Its eyes, dark black. Has a pair of horns coming out from it. And yeah, I mean, it looks like a giant scaled ox.
Okay, this is a thing.
It lowers itself down.
This can only go poorly. But sure, let's give that a go. I'm gonna swing myself onto its back.
Handle animal check. It's gonna get super well.
Yeah, it's fine actually. Animal handling is off wisdom as well.
Yep.
That's cool. 16.
Oh, right, you get a 15. Amazing. Okay, you do not have a difficulty. You mount this thing, and it rises up. You suddenly find yourself quite high off the ground, and you get a very different view of the area as the thing begins to canter
Anything to
forwards.
hold on to?
The horns.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, you reach on and hold on to the horns as the unfrozen Gorgon begins to stomp its way forwards. It stops and kind of looks up at you.
Okay.
Bends down, starts to chew on some of the grass.
This is new. Can you come out of that? That's an interesting question. Let's give that a go. Okay. How much does this work like the Find Bank spell?
It is not a summon, unsummon
Yep,
spell.
I get that. How much telepathic contact do I have with this thing?
You'll have to develop that as
Okay,
you
no, that's absolutely
We'll
fine.
talk about it in the After Dark.
Yep, we absolutely will. I'm going to go to... Actually, my Hallow.
Yep.
I'm just going to try and open a door with the channel ability.
Yeah, you spend a channel divinity. The round shield opens.
Okay, at the Hallow we go then. I'm going to be off the thing when I'm going to lead it out, essentially. I'm going to be off.
You see Yorg walks out of the Hallow, leading behind it a giant stone bull. Freya, you wake up and see this.
What? Tickle.
Wake up.
No,
Are you alright, York?
It's fine.
I told you, my love, it didn't mean anything. We were both much younger. What? Where am I?
What?
Giants! He points at the giant stone bull. Get behind me, my love.
It's fine.
He stands up and looks for a sword, which is not that.
It's fine. It seems to be friendly. Well, Tyndall, do you know how to ride things?
Some things, he says.
Could you teach me that? Because this is a... Cool. We'll look into that later. That might be a thing that I ask around dancing lessons and such.
Dancing lessons? It's been far too long,
has been
says
far
Lord
too
Tyndall.
long.
Right. I demand immediately. And he gets himself up and he goes, I demand after a wash. Tyndall washes himself and he's going to do some sparring with you.
That sounds...
Do you mind if we do it down by the docks?
Not at all.
Good.
Oh! I need to see Sedaris while I'm down here as well. I'll be off the boat in just a second.
Well, you can start walking out of the cathedral
Yeah,
and
yeah.
heading down the way. Meanwhile, Iris, where Pog has come... Well, he's
Off.
Yeah, he's off.
I'm going to try and track down Toothpick.
Okay, you find him easily.
Okay.
Is Charity with him?
Charity is not with him. No.
Toothpick, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about.
I see, Iris. How can I help you?
It's about Corcaro.
I understand that you slew her.
Yes, I did not want to, but she left me no choice. She was raising undead goblins inside the cathedral, and
I am not here to judge you. I just wish that I could have spoken with her.
I might be able to do that.
He would back away, but he's missing a leg.
I think it would be a good idea for York to be there at the same time. There are things he needs to hear from her.
I see. Me and my countrymen were thinking of heading back to the Lake of Tears today.
I wouldn't want to stand in your way, and this can happen as soon as we find York.
Very well. Then let us find him with due haste.
Neve, you woke up first. Where would you have liked to head?
Well, York has.
You did see this happen.
Yeah, so I will head down to the docks. With the rest of them.
You walk down to the docks with them. At the docks, you. You all arrive. Iris, you walk out with Toothpick. You see.
What's that?
You see approaching.
It's York's, apparently.
I don't.
It came from the Hallow.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. York, there's something that both you and Toothpick need to hear.
Okay. Is it a thing that needs to happen now? Me and Tyndall were off to go and spar, but
I think this is more important than sparring.
okay. Tyndall, you needed to go. You said you wanted to bathe anyway.
Indeed, I do.
Go sort that, and I'll meet you down at the docks.
We'll join you there.
Where does this need to happen?
Anywhere you like, but probably somewhere private.
Neve, you have been party to this conversation.
Is everything all right?
I think that thing we discussed, York needs to know.
Not helping with my anxiety here. The short version?
I would like you to speak with Corcaro.
Okay, is that a thing that you can do?
Yes.
Right. On the long list of weird things that have happened today, this barely registers, so sure.
And which is why Toothpick is here as well. There may be things he wishes to say.
Is the bar? The bar? The bar will be empty.
Yes.
Okay, you head to the tavern. The tavern is not empty. It is got loads of people who are asleep on the floor, but that's okay.
We'll find a quiet place.
The boat?
Sure. Yeah, I need to go to the boat anyway.
What? Go for it.
I've just had a thought.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's allowed. Okay. But I think it's really cool.
Finish this sentence.
Say words.
So.
Yeah.
Lesser restoration.
Yes.
Cures paralysis.
Yes.
I can't regrow Toothpick's leg.
That is correct.
Could I make him a leg out of druid magic?
Mold earth, shake water.
Now, it won't replace it, it won't be his actual leg, it will be a prosthetic essentially. But could I make him that, which would technically cure his paralysis?
Okay, that's a real stretch.
It's not regrowing the leg. Like, it would still be a thing, like any kind of prosthetic that would need to be attached.
You could definitely use mold earth and shake water to make something you should then bake into like a slab.
You could make him a prosthetic.
Okay, the answer
lesser
is...
restoration is... Well,
on its own,
yeah.
I will allow the use, and this is such a stretch. Okay, I will allow the use of lesser So the answer is lesser restoration. I will allow you to restore things that are present but damaged.
Okay.
But in theory, I don't mind you using your druid magic in an unspecified hooray for druidism to fix Tutupek if you can convince him to stay with you for the duration of wherever you're going.
Okay.
That's the kind of thing we can talk about. But for now...
Cool, yeah, that's fine. It was just...
sorry, cool, love it. But the answer is no, not quite like that.
Cool.
But you are at the... so you guys are heading down to... Which boat is this? The...
No, they're going to the tavern, right?
No, we're going to the boat.
There's loads of people in the town.
Okay, so
the boat.
We're going to Sedaris' boat.
Okay, and Sedaris' boat.
I will come down. It seems where everyone's heading.
Lord Tyndall says, I am off to bathe, beloved.
No, you're not. I'm going to trip him up.
What?
Come on, show me your form.
You draw Shinsui.
Father Tyndall.
Oh my lord, okay.
Don't chop off.
Okay, that's really exciting. Okay, so you... Yes, my love. He reaches around, he draws, he finds his sword.
Yeah.
And he goes, but I shall not take it easy on you. Okay, so I would like you to make me an
Natural 1.
acrobatics check, please.
No, that's the other end of that.
Oh, thank God! Oh, why would you put Tyndall in
So
such
that's
danger?
actually, if it wasn't a nat 20, it would be a 30.
Sure. Okay. So you perform an unbelievable on a 30. You perform an astounding array of acrobatic maneuvers. Tyndall comes towards you. You could dodge. Instead, you cartwheel around the blade, and you the string of elegant dance-like moves that you do, tapping Tyndall with the flat of Shinsui, left, right, and centre. You finish up with a slight bow and a huge smile on your face. In your ear, you've had good, left, now flip. Yes, close your eyes. We can do this. From Shinsui, and you see leaning over the boat. Yeah, that's what I thought. You haven't improved, says Sir Darius, and Lord Tyndall goes, I have.
And like that moment
We'll
in
show him.
sorrow, and like
We'll
that
show
moment
him.
in sorrow, all of his clothes.
Just go.
He's still in undergarments.
Yeah, Lord Tyndall is down to his smalls. My love, I will bathe. He runs off. You hear a from Sir Darius, who's nodding with. I mean, he's dead impressed. Shinsui, acceptable. Thank you, chap. Well done. That was a performance worthy of my wielder. Okay, that was very cool. Tyndall leaves feeling very embarrassed. Meanwhile, you guys have you walked up onto, I guess, Sir Darius' boat.
Sedaris,
York,
do you mind if we borrow the boat for a second?
can't stop you.
You could ask.
Be my guest.
So, you're going to see some ghosts.
Still not the weirdest thing that's happened to me in the last few days.
And the last one that comes will be Corcarel, and she could speak to me. Maybe she'll be able to speak to you. If not, she can speak through me to you.
Darius, let me help you off the boat.
Right. Starts walking down the
Give me-
gangplank.
give me-
with you. We'll do this in a second. Right. So Neve takes Darius off the boat. Meanwhile, you guys.
So, are you ready?
Yeah,
That
let's pretend that talking to
she's-
dead people is a thing that you can get ready for, yes.
She said to me something that I think will come hard on you.
Not helping my anxiety, let's just make this happen.
Okay. Do you expect?
I am prepared.
Well, cast Spirit Guardian.
Sweet. The air around you turns slightly cold, and there's a slight white mist that you can perfectly see through. It doesn't obscure anything. Freya, you can absolutely bear witness to this. And around Iris, the white mist forms, and it forms into the shape of a man who's got a scar down over one eye and long dark hair. And then he's a spectral ghost, and he's made of this mist, and he's walking through it, and the mist ticks up around him as he does. And then there's 2 and 3 and 5 humans that are walking around Iris, and they are joined by an elf, and then they are joined by a Sapwagine, and then another Sapwagine, and then there's a slightly larger figure, and it's a lizard folk shaman, dressed in the same kind of robes as the lizard folk shaman that almost killed you and Tyndall in the graveyard.
This is Kokoro.
Okay.
I am summoned. Why?
Can we hear this?
You can all hear Corcoral speaking. Except for you need your off with Darius, I'll get there in a second.
Tutapek wanted to talk to you. And what you told me before, I think York needs to hear.
Great. Yeah. She turns and she rushes to try and embrace Tutapek, but her form goes through him.
I am sorry, my nephew, for abandoning you. I had greater duties to perform. Why did you leave?
He asks.
There was a prophecy we had to attempt to stop. I was called into service by my god. I see. Things have not gone well in the lake. There has been a coup. Yes, I worried there would be.
Is the conversation they start having. I'm not going to do all of this too far, but yeah, they start having a conversation about people whose names you've never heard before. I'll give you a list later. And they talk about, from what you gather, in fact, they're talking, they slip into lizard folk, is why you can't understand any of this. And they speak for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and there's a nod.
Thank you, this has been very useful,
says Tutapek.
Now, Cockerell, explain to York why you came to Stonehold.
We were trying to save Elaine. Garlon has been rising.
Yes.
We knew it would not be long before he tried to claim a 3rd Hallow.
A 3rd Hallow. That. And Elaine only had 1.
Yes.
That explains a few things. Pardon me if I don't believe entirely someone who came to this island with an army of goblins and undead.
Wise to distrust me.
Especially after what happened at Lancelot's tomb.
Explain then why, if your actions here were benevolent, you came with an army, you sent people to defile tombs across the land.
We were attempting to consecrate the tombs with Mordred, to prevent Garlon or his agents from entering them.
What would Garlon want with the tombs?
Garlon is rising, and he is not to be trusted.
No. But why did you bring an army here? If you want to save somebody, diplomacy is often a better option.
You are welcome to try that, Godslayer.
There is a twitch.
It is...
What was the prophecy, if you are willing or able to tell me? Or...
The exact tome is with a paladin of Mordred. It said there would be someone named Yorg who, if he were able, would slay Elaine. It is the same prophecy. It says there is a relation between him and Garlon, though it is not clear.
Garlon used me to gain access to the Hallow.
Would you like to know more?
Depends what it costs.
It costs the truth.
I'll take the truth.
You and Garlon are not done. One of you will slay the other.
Okay.
My time runs short.
She turns to you.
Summon me no more than once a day.
And the ghosts fade once more into a white mist. Meanwhile, Sidarius, you have taken down off the boat. You've taken Sidarius down off the boat. And he says,
Right. Listen. Out of all of that lot, you're the one I trust the most, right or wrong. There's something rotten in the state of Krassos. I'm going to do everything I can to protect Lord Tyndall. That's why I've been so hell-bent coming after you lot. I don't want what's going on there to affect him.
What's happening?
That's a good question. I'm not sure I can trust. His family have been making some strange moves. He's marrying down for a start. And that don't make
Can
no
I hear
sense.
this?
No.
no.
And that don't make no sense. His father's always been a wily political operator.
And you can't see the moves he's making.
I just don't understand them. You can't prepare for war on that many fronts. It doesn't make sense. And it's not like wheels within wheels. Oh, some of his family have gone. Well, there's rumours. And I don't want to spread them around. I don't want to do a disservice. I'm just going to keep him safe. You understand? And my loyalty is always to him.
Well, if you think there's danger in Krassos, maybe we shouldn't go.
We have to. I've
What
been
happens
ordered.
if we stay?
I am taking Lord Tyndall back to Krassos because I need to understand what's going on there and I need to keep him safe. If there's things going wrong with his family, well, he's part of his family, isn't he? Maybe you can help fix it.
Or maybe he's already affected, and it would be better to know. I can understand that.
Listen,
Well, it seems that Tyndall and Freya are not against going to Krassos. And if they're heading into danger, it would seem that we all want the same thing.
well, I think that's more or less the case. Since I can't do much here, I'm asking you, will you look after him?
Yes, and I think... Oh, don't make me regret this. But I think this is the best way that I can help him.
What do you do?
I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on his broken leg. And remove his paralysed condition.
Okay, fine. that I'm okay with lesser restoration.
Yes!
There's a he what did you he goes for his sword and then
You're going to feel absolutely exhausted. I haven't been able to help with any of the any of the healing elements of that, but your bones should be set now. You'll need to rest.
Oh, thank you, witch. I think I was right. You've got a week. And he collapses to the ground. And I think we're going to leave the session there. Thank you very much for sticking with us, everybody. We will be back at the same time next week. Once again, we are on Tuesdays. Now, I will play this episode this Thursday so that everybody gets the message. Yeah. If you've enjoyed this, you can check out all of our previous episodes in the on YouTube, link below. You can always join us on Twitch on Tuesdays from 8 till 10 at twitch.tv/sellpengm. And you can join us on the Discord, the Twitter, the Facebook. We've got lots of different ways of getting in touch with us. Please do. And as always, keep rolling them dice. Bye-bye! All right.